how to use the multi-flex tailgate on your GM vehicle, and whether or not you should actually option it on your truck. So with the current generation of GM trucks, if you have the power tailgate, all GM trucks will have the remote option to lower the tailgate from the key fob. Now this is not a motorized function of the tailgate, but it's simply a power actuator unlatching the tailgate and using a dampener to lower it softly. So once you have the tailgate lowered just like this in its normal position, the first function that this tailgate provides is a bed extension function just by raising this piece right here. Now if I had to guess, this is an extra 2 to 2.5 feet of usable bed space, and obviously it'll prevent any large objects from falling out of the bed. So the next few functions of this tailgate require the center portion of the tailgate to be released. So you can do this by reaching under the center and pressing the first button or the button closest to you. And this will lower the entire center portion of the tailgate. So once you have this lowered, you can simply release the step, which is also the bed extension feature. And this allows you for a nice wide platform to step onto to get into the bed. Now all GM trucks as of late have bedside steps, but this sits just a few inches lower than those and provides you a much wider surface area to step into the bed. So that's why a lot of people like this feature. Now in addition to this, you can also get an accessory speaker kit for this tailgate that fits in these 4 slots right here and provides extra audio for tailgating and parties and stuff like that. So that's a neat accessory that this tailgate provides as well. Now in addition to the step, GM also provides a handle to get into the bed. So you can simply flip this up and it provides a grab point for you to grab onto while using the step to get into the bed. And honestly, this step is so large that personally, I don't need the handle while getting into the bed, but it's nice to have and it's kind of out of the way, but GM includes it in all trucks with the multi-flex tailgate anyway. So another feature that GM quotes of this tailgate is that when this portion is down, it allows you to get about 12 inches closer to the inside of the bed, so you can actually reach items that are further in the bed instead of having to go around the side of the tailgate or just not being able to reach the items at all. So now to flip this portion of the tailgate up, you can simply grab it and close the tailgate all in one process. And the tailgate's spring loaded, so everything pretty much closes once it gets towards the top and it latches in place. So now continuing on with some of the features of this tailgate, you can put down just the center portion of the tailgate while it's closed by hitting the top button. That will release it and it will lower down. Now with the center portion lowered down, GM quotes that this is a good workspace.
Can even become a workspace.
I met the cat.
What's so great about him? He didn't have a workspace.
So you can put whatever you need as a little bench. It's lower than the bedside. It's also wider than the bedside at about, what, 8 to 10 inches or so. So GM says this is a good spot to, put your work laptop, your table, use it for cutting, stuff like that. So this is just a nice workspace that you can use here in the back of your truck. Now in addition, with this portion down, you can simply flip up the step once again, and this provides, again, a bed extension for those longer items that might be sitting diagonally in the truck, like lumber and stuff like that. And this provides a stopper so those don't come sliding out. It just provides just that little extra bed space that might be useful in terms of lumber and stuff like that. But obviously you don't have to have this portion flipped up. You can simply leave it like this and have larger items pass through and sit on top of this feature. So it's not sticking up quite so high outside the bed. It's just keeping it a little bit lower down and also gives you just that little bit of extra space. So now if you want to open the entire tailgate as well as the top portion all at once, you can simply press the first button to open the tailgate, press the second button, and it all lowers in one form. So now you might be asking yourself, well, what if you tow a lot, might be towing a trailer and you accidentally bump this button and you don't want this top portion folding down, getting damaged by whatever's in the hitch? Well, GM has thought of that, but it's only a feature on the 2022 and newer GM trucks, as I cannot get it to function here on this 2021 Sierra Denali. So all you do is simply hold this top button for 3 seconds, the lights will flash, and that will lock out the top portion of the tailgate. So this means if you accidentally press this button, the top portion will not fold down, and it basically just functions as a regular tailgate. So I get what GM's trying to do with this tailgate, and it is a very useful feature to have in certain scenarios, but the main benefit I see with this tailgate is the fact that it has a larger step and allows you a little better access to the bed overall with the tailgate down and the center portion down as well. But I don't see it as a larger benefit to the overall truck. Now, depending on the trim level of the truck, you can also option a power up down regular tailgate, which means you can control the feature from the key fob inside the truck as well as with the button on the outside of the tailgate. And it is a motorized tailgate, meaning that it is power down as well as power up. And personally, that's the tailgate I would choose for the additional cost. So outside of losing the motorized up down function of this tailgate, it's also very heavy to lift. So for certain people, it might actually be a challenge to lift this back into place after lowering it down, especially for use as the step. So that's another big aspect or drawback of this tailgate in terms of that's just heavier than the normal tailgate. And the last big drawback I see of this tailgate is that if you were to damage it, get rear-ended, anything like that, this tailgate should be very costly to replace, given that it is very complex and has a lot of moving pieces. So I'm not exactly sure what the cost is versus the normal or the power up down tailgate, but I assume that this is the most expensive tailgate to replace. So that is personally why I would not opt for this tailgate on my truck. I would probably opt for the power up down tailgate for, I think it's $495 or so, given the trim and whether or not you get a Chevy or GMC truck. But I believe it's right around that $500 mark to option that power up down tailgate. So that's definitely the one I would choose. So hopefully you enjoyed this video on how to use the MultiFlex or MultiPro tailgate on your GM truck. If you did, please hit that like button. It greatly helps out these videos. And if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and checking out some of the other content that is available, including other how-to automotive related content and other 2023 model year change videos. So let me know down in the comment section which tailgate you would personally option on your GM truck, whether it's the power release, the power up down, or the MultiFlex seen in this video. So with all that being said, I hope to see you in the next video.